It's all right now. And good morning. I'm back with a vengeance, I hope. I had open heart surgery a few weeks ago. Everything sort of went well. I had a severe leak in the mitral valve, so when the heart was pumping, it was pumping the blood both ways, and I was getting short of breath and nearly passing out. So they're going to go in, put me on the heart-lung bypass, crack my chest open, go and put a stitch in the mitral valve, and stitch over a little flap of skin to stop the arterial fibrillation. That was the plan. I don't go according to plans. I'll go off my own. Apparently the leak was so severe they had to put 2 stitches in plus the one for the arterial fibrillation. And when they got my heart going again and took me off the heart-lung machine, my right lung collapsed. So I had a tension neurothorax, and they put a tube in, let the air reinflated the lung. When this happened, I actually got a bit of a temperature. So the first couple of days, I thought I was literally losing my mind. Nothing was clear. At one stage there, I could hear my own thoughts. And I kept having these horror, bloody nightmares. Anyway, it wasn't until I got home and I seen my GP last week, and he said, "Yeah, did you go with the ketamine?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know." And he said, "The ketamine, it's really good in relaxing the body, and it doesn't affect your breathing, but people have horror nightmares and experiences while they're out to it." I just turned to my wife and I said, "See, I told you I was losing my mind for those couple of days, but everything's gone to plan and it's sort of working well now. I'm breathing a bit better, and chest is a little bit sore, but not too bad." I'm still working on getting that information together about to what I believe is corruption within the IAC members. I've got all the information. I've just got to now tie it all up and send it off to some investigative reporters, because I'm only limited to what I can do. They have all the resources, so I will be doing that in the next week or so. I haven't forgotten about that. Yeah, it's not good at all. People rotting the system. That's probably about all I wanted to talk about today. It's only going to be a short one. The open heart surgery I had was done at Newcastle, and the surgeon I had, he was really, really good. And when my lung collapsed and I sort of had a small fever, and I was really struggling to know where I was and what was going on. I had what they call an intensivist. So because of what happened to me while I was on the table, and the surgeon couldn't be with me, I had this intensivist, a highly trained technician, nurse. Um, he sat with me day and night for like just over 2 days until I came around because I had the fever and everything. And then if this intensivist wanted to go to the toilet or get something to eat and drink, he had to find someone to replace him. So I was never left on my own for the first couple of days, which was really, really good. And the ICU nurses down there were fantastic. The whole team was fantastic. Um, but prior to the operation, I went down there and I had to have an angiogram done so they could take some 3D pictures. And while I was in there, I was laying on the bed listening to Audible on my phone. And this nurse came in, she grabbed me shorts and started pulling them down. And she said, I need to shave your groin. And I went, no, I don't consent. She said, well, it's protocol. I said, I don't care, stop. Just stop. And she wouldn't stop. Anyway, she was managed to get some of the groin shaved. Then she stopped, went to the other side of the bed, grabbed me shorts and started to reef them down again. And I said, I do not consent to this. You need to stop. Just stop. And she kept pulling them down, my shorts and that so hard, the stitching started to pop in my shorts and my underwear. And she kept saying, oh, it's protocol, it's protocol. And I'm going, no, I need you to stop. I'm not having an angiogram done through the groin because I can't lay flat on me back because I've had one done before. They went through the groin, I had to lay flat on me back for 10 hours. And this is before my back was really bad. So I was able to do it, but now I can't do it, not with a bad back. So I said, they're not going through the femoral artery, they're going through the arm. Oh, it's protocol. And I said, I don't care, just stop. Anyway, she walked out and she called out to someone. They started talking in, I don't know, I think it's Hindu. And I was sitting there thinking, are they talking and laughing about me? So, I wasn't really happy. To me, that was an assault. I repeatedly told her I don't consent and to stop, and she didn't. So I am going to write a letter of complaint off about that nurse. Like I said, to me, that's an assault. Unwanted touching is an assault. And let's face it, if it had been a male nurse and a female patient, quite could have well have been classed as a sexual assault. But I'm going to claim, that, this was an assault and it should never have happened. So I am going to write a letter of complaint about that. But when I had my operation, everyone was fantastic. All the nurses, the ICU nurses, the surgeon, the intensivist, they were fantastic. They really, really, really looked after me really well. Couldn't have hoped for anything better. So, so hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months, I'll get back into a normal heart rhythm. And hopefully by then the chest pain will go because they cut me from my neck down to below my sternum, and just pull my chest open and all that sort of stuff, which was a lot of fun. Well, it wasn't fun, but had to be done. But anyway, I've been away for a couple of weeks. I got back, opened up my email. There's a couple of hundred emails there, so had to quickly go through those. So that's probably about all for this week. I do want to remind people that I really do need your support by subscribing to my YouTube channel, Blind Advocate. Once I get a couple of hundred subscribers and enough watch hours, then I can start getting paid by YouTube. It's not much, but every little bit helps. And with the cost of living now and everything else, I really do need that help. So if you could please hit that subscribe button and select all notifications. That way, when I do a live or post something, you're notified straight away. And again, if you have something you would like me to investigate or talk about or make inquiries into, you can email me at blindadvocate007@gmail.com, or you just go to my LinkedIn page and contact me through there. All right, well, it's good to be back. Hopefully, when I do another stream in the fortnight, I'll have a bit more to say and do. But I appreciate everyone just hooking in and listening to what I have to say this morning. All right. Well, thank you for that, and I'll talk to you in a fortnight. Okay, thank you.